You're ready? I'm ready. He's ready.
Okay, we're cool.
Hi, welcome back to another edition of VeloNews TV. We're lucky to be joined by Ron Kiefel. Ron, you have a good time here tonight?
This is awesome, Dave. You know, this is really fun. Just to see the old war buddies, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sitting there next to Alexi and, you know, just seeing him kind of mouth off and just be himself. And, you know, I look back at that and I go, this is great. I'm so glad that Alexi was part of this sport. And, you know, I got to battle him, and I really appreciate him.
Yeah, it's interesting when you look at the characters that you guys raced with. Is, you know, you and Davis were pretty much the straight ahead, taking care of business guys. But then, like, what did you think of Alan McCormick when you were racing with him? Did you have a love-hate relationship, a love-love relationship? What was it like?
You know, it was always turdy tree and a turd. You know, he was. Alan, you know, I love all the guys out there, but with Alan, it was always a love-love relationship. Even though he was on another team, we would always go out there and he would battle hard, you'd battle hard, he'd put his heart into it. And, you know, at the end of the day, there was no grudge.
So how much time have you spent going back and looking at this type of footage? Have you seen this stuff before?
I haven't seen the new DVD, so I've seen a few snippets here and there, and I look forward to seeing what's on there. You know, what Michael Eisner showed this evening, you know, it's just like, wow, that was a great time back then in the late 80s, early 80s, and just to be out there bike racing and be a part of that whole foundation of the sport and to see where it's gone and, you know, recognize that really the Coors Classic kind of solidified what was happening in American cycling, and it was kind of this big stepping stone for young guys like George Hincapie and Lance Armstrong to come in and, you know, just kind of build off of that.
And what is today's Coors Classic then, if we're trying to get kids into the sport? Is an event like the Amgen Tour at California doing the same thing out, would you say, in California?
I don't know. You are going to have to tell me. You're there.
Yeah, well, no, I hear you. You know, so, Ron, when you look back at the last 20 years, are there guys, I guess going back and looking at races, are there things that you wish you would have done differently? As it looks to me that you gave up an awful lot of your people win. Was it worth it?
Oh, you know, that for me, when you say I look back and you get that 20/20 hindsight, no, I wouldn't change that at all. I mean, for me, there was so much joy in just being out there and ripping along and setting up Davis for a victory. Or, you know, it's also a selfish thing because if somebody was setting me up, you know, there might be a 20% chance I win. But if I set up Davis, it's a 90% chance. So, you know, that was my skill, my duty. I also had opportunity to go out there and win the races, but someone like, when you have Davis on your team and he's such a competitor, you know, it's just a great appreciation. It's like, yeah, my job's easy. I just get him out there and he does the rest.
Yeah, you know, and Ron, I've always looked at you as the consummate nice guy. Now that your friend Davis Finney is going through his battle with Parkinson's, what are you doing to help? What is your role that you're playing in Davis's life now?
Well, you know, I try to help Davis with his foundations, just to be there as a support. What am I doing right now? You know, I don't feel like I'm doing enough. But, you know, Davis has such a great attitude, and he has a good support system around him with Connie and the family and the people that are in his foundation. I'm there to be a friend. Yeah,
and you've been a great friend. You know what, Ron? Let's do something, you and I.
What do you want to do?
I don't know, but we'll do something. Is Wheatridge Cyclery still in business?
Oh, yeah, no, we're doing great.
You're doing okay.
Yeah, we're building. We're going to have a 30,000 square foot store here in a couple months.
I saw you were actually working the backhoe, weren't you?
Oh, yeah, you know, I'm out there. I walk out of that building project some days just covered in dust, you know, and just dirty and sweaty, and it's great. It reminds me of the days that go out there and ride, and you'd be out there all day.
You know, okay, my final question for you, but I really want you to think hard about this one, all right? You've done a great job of the transition from being a star pro athlete into being a successful businessman. If you could give advice to other cyclists out there that are maybe looking at the end of their career, what would you tell them to make that transformation easier or more successful?
You know, for me, Dave, I had this opportunity to step in the family business because my dad, the Wheatridge Cyclery, came out. That's where I grew up, and then I went off and raced for 20 years, and I came back. For me, I think the transition, if I would have taken a little bit of time, explored a little bit, just kind of relaxed, and then got into a career, because it's really a big transition. You retire, and it's a huge change, and I don't think a lot of us athletes kind of can take the blinders off and kind of look around and say, okay, I need a little bit of time to mellow out, that's okay, and then I'm going to go on to my next thing.
So I guess the answer then is you just sort of need to assess what you're doing here and think and make good decisions, huh?
Make good decisions and recognize that we've had a big career in our sport, and kind of recognize and say, yeah, I tried everything I did. I worked hard there. It's an opportunity for me to say, what are my other interests, and pursue those.
And so, okay, I know I said last question. Here's the real last one. What else are your other interests now then? What are you doing besides riding your bike and working at the shop?
Well, obviously I'm not riding my bike enough. And
A lot of us aren't.
Yeah, really. I tell everybody I've grown into my German heritage and bratwurst and beers. But no, what was your question? What do I do for What do I do for fun now? Well, you asked me my career, and I love this building project has been really fun because I've always wanted to study.
Maybe you'd be a good general contractor.
Well, I've figured out how much work that is. I think I'm ready to go back to the bike shop now.
Yeah, hang around and be the cool guy.
Exactly, so I like the construction, I like building, I like creating things. So it's really, for me, that's what it is. And so in the bike shop, there's a lot of opportunity with the size of business we have.
Well, there you have it. Ron Kiefel, one of the really great guys. So thanks a lot for coming by, Ron.
Dave, my pleasure.
So Dave Toll signing off for VeloNews TV. We'll see if we can go find Davis Finney for you.